So for my project, I wanted to show how technology has revolutionized the art of music production, as one person can produce an entire instrumental all by themselves for a much more accessible and affordable cost than ever before in history. So with this particular instrumental, what I started with was just a simple four on the floor drum pattern. So I started with the kick, added a snare on the two, and just a 16th note hi-hat pattern. And I added some claps. So just a very simple pattern. And then what I did was I added some kind of retro synths. Now the great thing about producing today is that many different synths with a lot of presets come with a lot of the digital audio workstations that you'll buy. So you don't have to spend thousands upon thousands of dollars buying outboard synths as somebody who was producing even 15 years ago would probably have to do. So I started with just a dark sounding pad to kind of fill up the track more. Added another synth behind it. Then I added this lead that I thought sounded kind of interesting. Then I kind of played around with a few presets and just kind of added a few more layers here. I added one more bass synth that you can't really hear unless you're like in a car to hear the full range of sound, but you'd certainly hear it on certain sound systems. And just kind of created a bit of a wall of sound. So then what I did was I went and I plugged in my guitar to a cheap interface that I had, and I added simple chords to go along with those synths. So just two chords, very simple. And then I added the same lead that was present with the synths. I added for the guitar as well. Just to kind of fill up the track more. And then I added what I referred to as a bass simply because I added an octave pedal on a guitar, the same guitar that I was using before, and just to make it sound kind of deeper, to make it kind of sound like a bass almost. So it was just kind of a riff that I threw on top. And then I finished up with the bass, in which I just used a simple sub bass. So again, very simple stuff. So when you bring it all together, it sounds like this. So again, I'm just one person, and I was able to make this all by myself. And this is just something that wouldn't be possible up until very recently. Music production has just become so much cheaper and more accessible, just easier to do than ever before. I mean, even with mixing, um, this particular DAW comes with a lot of compressors, so you can choose the compressor you want. As you can see, it's working here. I like the platinum analog tape a lot, but if you were to buy a compressor, it would cost you a lot of money. But most of the mixing um, equipment, so to speak, the VST plugins that you would need come with Logic, and you have compressors. You can do your own EQ on here, and it's much simpler because you can see what you want to do. And what EQing does is it basically just takes out the frequencies that you don't want or accentuates certain frequencies that you want so that they don't clash in the mix and it won't sound too muddy. Like, for instance, with this guitar, I took out the bass in it so it didn't clash with the sub bass that I was using. And yeah, there's just so many things you can do in here. Like there's tons of different guitar pedals that you can use. Just the sheer value of everything you can do for only, I think it's about 200 bucks now to buy Logic is just pretty crazy. So yeah, I just wanted to show how much technology has revolutionized the process of producing music.